YouTube, welcome back to the channel. I'm Kathy and this is my little greenhouse. Hey YouTube, welcome back. Today I am going to be talking a little bit more about what to bring with you to the hospital, but this time focusing on what to bring with you for an extended hospital stay. If you have not watched last week's video for what to bring with you or what to keep in your emergency hospital bag, you need to watch that first because you will need all those things plus what I'm about to go into now. I didn't feel like I needed to repeat everything if I already made a video. So this is for how this normally works for us is after we get into a hospital room, I'll usually stay for the first day or so. And then once we find out about how long we're going to be there, if it's going to be multiple days, then I will go back home and get more of these things. In our situation, we know he's going to be a minimum of 3 days. So sometimes we might even have this stuff ahead of time in the car waiting, or I will get it when I go back home to come back if we know there's going to be more days. So these are some things we usually have with us to pass the time. We normally bring card games, because they're a little bit more portable than a full board game or something like that. These are two of the ones we've been playing recently, Super Fight and The Fox in the Forest. No, this is not sponsored. They're just two of the games we found that we can play pretty easily in the hospital to pass time and have a good time. So there are those. Have something to do. Another thing is have at least 2 extra blankets, one for whoever the patient is and one for whoever the guest is. Yes, the hospital can give you more blankets. No, it's not the same, whether they're not warm enough or it's just more homey. Sometimes you just want that touch of home. So bring a couple blankets, one for him, one for me, and we're good. Other things that you can bring are your laptop computers. So if you want to go online and watch a movie, or if you've got work to do, or you want to go on Facebook, YouTube, email, Pinterest, whatever the thing is, you have that computer there where you can do a little bit more than this number on your phone. Because if you're there for hours and hours and hours, your thumbs are going to get tired. So something else to do. Of course, snacks. We normally bring a mix of comfort food snacks and a mix of better for you snacks. So we might have some peanut butter crackers, and this past time we had goldfish crackers, different things like that. I think we've had Little Debbie cakes before and donuts and things like that too, but we also try to have a pretty good mix of things like protein bars that if you needed to actually have it because you don't have breakfast or something like that, you've got something with nutrition. We've also brought protein shakes before and different things like that. So just have something snackable, whatever type of snack you like. On that same note, we also normally have some type of mints or gum and hard candies, just because the humidity is so low, the air is so dry, your mouth gets dry. So you want something that you can not get dry mouth with. So that's why the mint, the gum, the hard candy. Also because those are things that you can, instead of just eating right away and it being gone, you can have for a while and make it feel like you're doing something so that you're not just eating more and more food because you're bored. You have something to basically keep your mouth busy. So that's that. We also normally like to have, when we know we're going to be there for a few days, we also normally go ahead and bring a roll of paper towels and some plastic cups, paper plates, plastic utensils, those kinds of things, because they just make it a little bit easier to eat at the hospital. Our family's been very, very good about bringing us foodstuffs so that we have other things to eat aside from hospital food. But sometimes, depending on what type of container it is, and if you need to split it up among people, just having the paper plates there and ready for you makes it so much easier. And on that same note, we also tend to bring bottled water because you will get dehydrated. And it's easy if you don't have it to forget that you're thirsty, especially if you're not the patient. If you're the patient, you've got a crowd of people trying to make sure you stay hydrated, from the doctors, the nurses, the IV, everything like that. But as not the patient, you might forget to drink water because you've got so much else going on. So have it with you. And then you won't feel like, ooh, I've got to go find something to drink. We usually just keep a case in the car anyway at this point, and then we just bring some in. So have some bottled water with you. Have some other drinks too, just to keep, oops. Oh well. Have some other drinks with you to keep it interesting as well. We've done sodas. We've also brought tea packets and hot chocolate packets for hot water to make tea. Depending on where you are and how your hospital setup is, you might have access to hot water already. I know at the hospital we tend to go to, they have a dedicated oncology area, and that's very good because they know that people are staying for multiple days, guests are staying for multiple days, and so they have a dedicated refrigerator that we can store things in if we want to, and they also have a dedicated coffee pot set up that has the hot water tap on it. So I know if we bring tea or hot chocolate or whatever, we can definitely make that. I have in the past also brought the baby Keurig. Honestly, the last time we went, I didn't bring it because I knew that they had the hot water tap, but I still kind of wish I had brought the Keurig anyway, just because it would have made it easier to have right there in the room. That way when we wanted something, we didn't have to put shoes back on, put masks back on, go down the hallway just for a cup of water and come back. Just because it just feels better having your things there with you. And it's also easier for, in this case, like my husband, if he wanted something, it would be a lot easier for him to just get it from our room versus having to take his whole IV pole with him down just for a cup of water and back. So it makes it more practical when it's just already in the room with you. But that's one of those things that I would only bring if I know we're going to stay multiple days. So that is that. That's drinks. If you know you're going to be there for an even longer amount of time, where you might have some of your own personal cups, or you might have some of your own personal spoons or something, because you've got, say, ice cream that we've been dividing up among people and different things like that, that the plastic spoon didn't cut it, so we brought a real spoon. Maybe bring a little bit of dish soap and a sponge and a drying mat for dishes. Like I said, most of the time you can probably make do without that kind of stuff, but if you know you're going to be there for a long time, it is helpful. Another thing that if you know that you're going to be there a while is helpful is to bring your own washcloth and towel, just because it makes it A, a little bit more homey, and B, generally those hospital towels are not very big, right? They've got like this much size to them. They could be good for your hair, but they're not doing a lot for your body, and they're however many years old, rough, scruffy. They do not feel good. So a little bit of a comforting thing can be to bring your own towel and washcloth if you know you're going to be there for a while. I think that's everything. I'm sure there's something I'm forgetting. If there's something that you thought of that I didn't think of, leave it in a comment, let me know, and let me know what else you want to see for the next videos. Bye. Thank you so much for watching my video. Let me know what you want to see next, and remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, ring the bell, do all the things, and so long from the Little Greenhouse.